It's Thursday, so that means it's my day. And I'm in my spot. Hopefully, I'll be able to pull everything that I've been kind of considering together this morning and try to make sense of it. Let me start off by saying this. I have always been fascinated by like movement, progress, and sometimes I have a tendency to kind of run ahead of myself, trying to take the next hill and not really enjoying the moment. So it can have a downside to it. But for me, movement is a way of continually challenging myself to expand all these things that God has placed inside of me. And I think the reason why I'm intrigued by movement is I love the newness of moving into new places, either physically or spiritually or emotionally, because it allows a dependence on God rather than on my own comfort or my own security. I love it out in the world. Janet and I have only lived in LaGrange for about 3.5 years, and it's amazing the amount of changes that we've seen here just in 3.5 years. Great Wolf wasn't finished, the Marriott wasn't finished, there's a couple new coffee shops opening up, all of the apartments and townhouses and the loft is opening up, and I got tagged last night. There's an axe throwing place that's going to be opening up. I'm stoked about that. I'll practice with my axe at home so I can be ready for that. But just watching the movement in this community has really been kind of interesting. And so that's the reason why I do this. This is last year's book. So when I come down here in my spot to have my quiet time, I pull out last year's book. So this is 4/1/2020, and I kind of review where I was at that time, what was happening, how God was dealing with me. And it allows me to see some of the things I was dealing with a year ago. So then when I spend time in Scripture and spend time with God, then I put all of that in a new book. So this is 4/1/2021. And I can look back and go like, wow, I was freaking out at the beginning of the pandemic last year. We didn't know what we were going to do. We were scrambling. We were trying to get things done. And I could see how that was affecting me. And a year later, we're still in it. But I can see ways that God has moved inside of me to make me kind of more secure in what really feels like an insecure time. So movement is fascinating because I think that's a part of what our spiritual walk is supposed to be. I know all of us have a tendency to find that comfortable place, that secure place, and then just kind of squat there. Sociologists will tell us that whatever music we listen to at about the age of 30 will be the music for the rest of our lives. We'll be stuck in that place because that's what we liked and that's what was comfortable. I'm lucky both of my boys kind of introduced me to new music, but I still kind of get this nostalgic feeling when I listen to the stuff from when I was younger. And that can happen in our spiritual life too, that we just find that place and we just believe the things that we've always believed and we do the practices that we've always practiced because there's comfort in them. When I look at Jesus and his disciples, he was constantly kind of pushing them and introducing them to new things. What do you think about this? And you've heard this, but let me tell you this. And you see that man over there and what he's doing. And so Jesus was constantly throwing new things in front of them to get them to kind of expand and broaden, to grow, to see movement in their lives. Because it's so easy to get stuck in the same place. So on this Thursday of Holy Week, today's Maundy Thursday, let this be a challenge to you. Do you have things in your life that help you measure movement? That you go like, man, I used to think that. I used to believe that. I used to practice that. And now because I'm experiencing God in this fresh new way, I see things a little bit differently. And can you see that movement? Can you measure that movement? Is it moving you to being the person that God has made you to be? I think that's just an important part of our spiritual journey. Let me remind you too, that Friday night is our Good Friday service at 6:30. We will be in person, masked, distanced. We will do communion, but we will do it in a very safe way. You've seen us do that before. It will be live streamed if you're not comfortable or unable to get out on a Friday night at 6:30. And we're going to try to put a couple pieces together and post those a little bit later on that allow you to use different elements of it in your own spiritual life. But we would love to see you at our Good Friday service. It will be a very somber and reflective remembrance of Good Friday. And then Easter, we are all in person. We're creating more seating places that if you want to come with your family. We will have children and student on Easter Sunday. We will celebrate Easter and all that comes with it, masked, distanced. But we'll also be introducing a new series that we'll be doing for the rest of April. So, man, we would love to see you Friday night at 6:30 for our Good Friday remembrance, and then on Sunday morning for Easter as we celebrate Resurrection Sunday. So, establish some opportunities for movement and growth. Enjoy this beautiful, cool day, and we'll see you tomorrow night. So take care.